So to talk a little bit more on the history on it, back in its original configuration, it did have like a crane stock. It had a quad rail handguard on the front, which is like a 7-inch. So it did its job as far as back in the time before Keymod, before M-Lock, and all that stuff. So the Picatinny is the one that worked really well for what it was. Back then, there wasn't really any kind of CQB whatsoever out there, so everyone's running, longer guns or longer rifles for, longer range stuff. I even got to manipulate a configuration in which I was actually kind of made like a DMR or a longer range platform with a big scope, stuff like that, longer inner barrel that ran all the way through to give it maximum range, accuracy, and stuff like that, especially for back in the day where 200-foot shots were like, this is awesome. But later on, as far as things were getting a little bit quicker, a little bit faster as far as the gameplay, we had to adapt as far as moving to like a fusion engine, which were taking even longer shots, but also faster shots, more consistent shots. So which is why I also put the speed trigger in there for more reliable, trigger pulls, faster shots, and great follow-up on that one. Now, they may have noticed a little bit, or may have not, but this gun's full auto switch, I actually ripped out completely in the fusion engine. Mostly because I wanted more efficiency and shots out of it. Plus, especially more moving to like a CQB configuration, I wanted to go more for semi-auto only, so to avoid any kind of confusion on that end, there is actually no full auto switch on there. So even though I put it to full auto, it's not going to do anything. But I would have to reprogram the FCU itself to shoot full auto only in order for it to shoot full auto. That was a decision made by me, and because of the Lightning Banjo, because the original Gen 1 engine, which were meant for the Gen 3s, I had to make it work for this configuration. A lot of the engines now, nowadays have been made to accommodate for a lot of the different gearbox styles and stuff like that to make it more of a universal fit. Whereas these were only made for VFCs, so to drop it into a G&G made it fun, nonetheless. So overall, whether this be a CQB or an all-in-one, this is more set up to be an all-in-one as far as it can run outdoors, run indoors, depending on how I tune it. Right now I have it set up for like an indoor-only kind of setup. One, because of the single fire only, and two, it's just a good size I'm just comfortable with and light, so I can move a lot faster and a lot easier when it comes to indoor CQB. As far as an outdoor gun, which coming later, I do have an MTW which I've dedicated for outdoors for that purpose. In conclusion, this rifle has been near and dear to my heart. It's gone through many different configurations to what it is now. Is it going to change? Probably not. I think it's done as far as maxed out potential what it can be. There are many different guns out there. Not saying that they're not as important as this one, but this one definitely holds a little bit close to my heart. It's one of the first ones that got me going into the sport itself. It's been with me the longest. So it's 22, so almost like 11 years. As far as this gun itself has supported me, ran with me, been through everything, together. I had wires burned out. I had, full auto burns. It was great. So a lot of good memories with these. It was also the very first gearbox I actually opened to get me into teching and building and all that kind of stuff. So this also helped me get started on that end too. So I managed to take it apart, put it back together, and it still ran. Oh, that's great. So good vibes. This one, near and dear to my heart. Never get rid of it. Don't even try. Maybe a million, we'll see. So check out all the other episodes. My family to yours. Live the game.